Okay, let me get this right out of the way, right up front. If you are only tuning in hoping to see the Ricada body cam footage, just click the fuck out. It's not happening today. I will give you an update though. Next week, I will have an update on the body, a real, actual update that will set in motion a timeline for when we get it. That is my promise. It will not be next week. Will not be the video. And let me just say this: when I have it, I'm streaming it as soon as I get it, and simultaneously I'm publishing it to the public, so you can either watch along as soon as it drops. Like, that's my plan. I don't know when that will be, but next week I will have a much better idea of when that will be. And next week, I believe I will have a substantial update that will ease some people who may be doubters, who may doubt my efforts. I promise you, I have not forgotten. I think about it a lot, actually, and I think about how I'm going to get that body cam footage. So I apologize if you were hoping that this would be the stream. I know I teased it a little bit, but rather the path to getting it is becoming more concrete as time. So, chat. It is this the third stream of May? Oh my god, it's the third stream of May. May's almost already over all by itself, chat. We're barreling in to the halfway point. 2025. Feels disgusting to even say that. I'm not gonna lie to you, and it's hot as fuck. Awesome. So there are two big things to talk about. I guess kind of big. I don't know. One of them's big to me, I guess. I had a little bit of fun. The other one's kind of big, in a not really kind of way, but I think a lot of people want to hear me talk about it. So we'll get to that when we get to that. As for the little news bit, I of course require a hamster of the news in order to discuss this. Let's start with an article from the New York Times. No, you don't. No, poverty-stricken child, you don't actually have a right to a bank account. This is an actual headline published in the New York Times, authored by 3 different people, that says there is a degree of political agreement over so-called debanking, but no easy answers to the hot topic in Washington. Authored by Rob Copeland, Peter Eavis, and Colby Smith. 3 disgusting troglodytes. Now, I've gone on this tirade before. I don't think I've vocalized it on my stream. And this is a thought that I've had several times. And it's kind of like a canned rant. Sometimes, when you get angry and you start thinking over stuff and dwelling in your thoughts, you get these arguments that form in your head. I call them canned rants. So here's my canned rant on this. As we all know, in the Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson wrote that we have an inalienable, God-given right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And if you're Sargon of Akkad, you may know there's a guy called John Locke, very famous, I think Scandinavian philosopher, that John Locke. And he wrote actually the first permutation of this that Jefferson was inspired by, saying that we have a life, liberty, and a right to life, liberty, and property, which is a little bit different. However, I don't think it's that different. I think that Jefferson, who was a very materialistic kind of guy, very interested in money and banking and those sorts of worldly affairs, actually considered it very, very fully when he wrote Pursuit of Happiness. I believe that very intentionally he includes property as a fundamental aspect of what it is to be happy and to pursue happiness, to earn the sweat from your brow, to actually possess things that you work for. To pursue happiness is to labor and to be rewarded for your labor. And that includes to have access and exclusive privilege over your property. And therefore, my opinion is this in regards to Rob Copeland, Peter Eavis, and Colby Smith, that if you intend to deprive me of my essential God-given inalienable rights to property and to pursue happiness, then you open up a can of worms in regards to what other God-given inalienable rights we should be allowed to take from you without due process. You are trying to smother us in the most sinister, roundabout way possible. And you can only do this for so long and to so many people until it starts having consequences for yourself. I really fucking despise these people, and I really want them to get the message that this is not negotiable. We're not bartering for privilege to access the global economy. That is not actually what's happening here. We have been deprived and had our access to something that is a fundamental aspect of the human experience to be able to transact with other human beings and to receive willfully given funds. We are being denied that without any fucking reason, without any due process, without any appeals, without any explanation. I can't really stress that enough. I don't get told why the fuck I don't get denied access to things. They just say you don't apply, you aren't approved. That's it. I'm not approved for something. I violated some arbitrary terms of service. Can I talk to the person who made those decisions? No. Can I get to know who they are? No. Can I appeal this to anyone? No. The decision is final. Is there any government authority that I can write to? No. There's nothing I can do. So there is no due process. There is no transparency. There's no clarity. There's no appeals. There's nothing. It's just bankers telling me that I don't have a privilege to something that I believe is a right. And I'm done. There is no point trying to persuade these fucking retards that they're that they're in the wrong, because I don't think that they don't know that. I think that they are simply financially driven. They're pursuing their happiness in their way, and that involves depriving us of our rights, chat. So fuck them. Next, Nintendo warns it may brick Switch systems whose users bypass, modify, decrypt, defeat, tamper with their games or services. So this is a warning. This was added to the terms of service to the new Nintendo Switch. Shout out to the president of Nintendo. I'd love to see him spin in his fucking. I guess he's not dead, so I can't say spin in his grave, but he'll probably enjoy this. So what they're telling you is that if we determine that you're hacking or ricing your system in any way, we reserve the right to remotely scramble its fucking brains and render it inoperable. So what they're saying is, when you buy the Switch, if we determine you're cheating in Mario Kart, we reserve the right to disable the security and thermoregulation on your computer processor and melt your motherboard. That's literally what they're saying that they can do. Which goes into my prior rant about how big corporations seem to think that their profit motive is in and of itself a right to usurp the ownership and creativity and expression of everybody else in the entire fucking world. Oh, you merely rent this Nintendo Switch from us. You merely license these games. We can take them back from you at any time we want. And in fact, we want to do so as early as conveniently possible. So you have to buy the next fucking thing that doesn't work, that you don't actually have rights to. It is a moral obligation. You know what they can't do? They can't shut off your emulator. If you get a Nintendo Switch emulator and you play games on that and you rice that and do whatever the fuck you want with that, they can't melt your computer remotely because that shit's sandboxed. So I don't know. It seems like Nintendo's just giving you more and more reasons to pirate their fucking games, which would be terrible. Oh my gosh. I would never, ever, ever, ever condone piracy ever. But if you did, it would be completely righteous. You would be within your, it's like It's like I would never tell somebody to go steal a loaf of bread, but if the man is starving and he stole a loaf of bread, can I really blame him, chat? Here we have the poor innocent Nintendo Switch gamers who merely want to play Mario Kart and Bing Bing Wahoo without having their computer hardware melt in their fucking hands and scar them horrifically as the plastic runs down their fingers. But because that is the situation that we find ourselves in, if the Nintendo gamer, the starving man, were to steal the loaf of bread, emulate the Nintendo games, I would not. I would obviously have no justification for condemning the man, as he is starving. Chat. Further down, the brands being dickheads thing. This is funny to me just because it's a heel turn. There's one thing about this story that is actually really funny to me. So I think I talked about this last year even because it was such a gigantic piece of shit. But Jaguar attempted to rebrand itself. And went with like the most disgusting paused piece of shit like advertisement the world has ever fucking seen. And everyone made fun of this, and it has had a material impact on their sales. I didn't realize they only sold so few cars, but Jaguar in 2024 sold 33,000 cars, which is almost half of the 61,000 sold in 2022. So, and then in 2019 they sold 161,000 cars. So their brand has completely collapsed for whatever reason. And then they are now selling like 5-digit numbers of cars per year, and it seems like their volume is halving every 2 years or so. But they're now in 30,000 cars, and this guy decided enough is enough. We're gonna go back to being Jaguar, and we're not gonna be woke gay bullshit anymore. And then a lot of people in his office apparently had a big problem with this. So it says Rawdon Glover, managing director of Jaguar, has fired back at those who criticized the Cars brand's much aligned rebrand this week. So he came through and dumped the advertising company, and then dumped all the people in the company that were like resisting this change because their brand is completely flatlined. So I don't know. I guess the people who support woke bullshit will look at this and say, well, their sales were already on decline in 2019, and then they never recovered after COVID. But I guess that's why they went with the bold new advertising gimmick in 2022 or 2023, and then it just didn't work. Fuck them. Didn't be me. Some good news, some uplifting news. I know that my chat hankers for the uplifting news. Here's a message from Shiloh Hendricks, the woman who received $750,000 plus of pledge contributions after an incident where a feral child attempted to steal from her baby's diaper bag. She warded off the feral child by invoking a magical rune word, which repulsed him. However, it's kind of like in a zombie apocalypse, how a gunshot is very effective at defeating a zombie, but when you fire the gun, that little supersonic pop sound effect is heard really far, and the zombies start walking towards you. It was like that when she invoked the rune word and repulsed the feral child. The nearby enemies were alerted to her presence, and they began to harass her and put her in fear for her life. She was immediately doxxed, of course. A small family with 2 children. So, by the way, I should correct the record. I noticed that even Clip Channels got this wrong. Shiloh is not a single mother. I believe that she has her 2 kids look very similar, and so they're from the same father, and she's in a relationship still. So it's just crazy to me that people on Twitter were like, "Oh, she's a single mom. She's like a tatted up single mom prostitute," and it's like, she wasn't an OnlyFans girl. She wasn't single mom, and people just made that up. And then everyone, for whatever reason, this is like, you know how like black people say like black folk have that internalized racism where they think that what the white folks say, that they can't do nothing, nobody know how, and they need to get rid of that internalized white supremacist Eurocentrism and believe that they can accomplish great things, because guess what, they was kings. Well, guess what, boys and girls, you were kings, you were queens, and your immediate thought when you see a white woman alone at a park should not be, she's a single mom, because guess what? Sometimes people work. sometimes, sometimes people go to the park by themselves. It used to be when we had a real society. A mother could take her children out to the park by herself, unsupervised and unprotected by any man, and expect not to be accosted by feral children and pedophiles with their phone camera out recording a playground for some reason. That used to be where we lived. Nowadays it's like, well, obviously the playgrounds are where crackheads fucking sell drugs and pedophiles roam with their cameras out recording children playing, and feral children attempt to steal the belongings of little white babies. So if she's at the park alone, it must be because she's a single mom, chat. Anyways, so this is what she actually has to say. She says, "Good morning. I'd like to take this time to give all our wonderful supporters an update as to what has been happening with my family and myself. The past week has been so very stressful and complicated. We have constantly been on the go, all whilst attempting to remain unseen. My children are handling things fairly well. Their father and I, indicative worry here, are trying to make the situation as fun and stable as possible. We continue to receive harmful threats, but I am confident that we are taking the proper steps in order to remain safe. I refuse to let any harm come to my family. This fundraiser has been truly life-changing, yet no shit. It has given me hope one minute and overwhelming panic the next, that not knowing the future can leave a pit in one's stomach. With that said, I'm glad to announce that we have started receiving our funds. We have a wonderful support team on our side who have been working day in and day out to give us guidance. Without their help, your donations, and the folks at Give Send Go, we would have been lost in the dark. We can now work on starting a new life. I'm so grateful for you all. Amazing things can happen when like-minded individuals work together." It takes about 6 of them one letter at a time. "We have proven just how powerful and great we are." Oh, this is coded. This is coded. I feel like I'm being spoken to in a code language chat. "Keep standing up for what is right." Thank you, Shiloh. So, again, I remind you that the Give Send Go people, who everyone accosted because of the Metcalf murderer raising the legal funds, everyone was mean on them and said, "Oh, he's a fucking anti-white racist." They've done literally everything possible to get everything rolling, which I appreciate. And I have a coffee right now. Okay. Next. So Sony is up to no good, and they're targeting the only people that apparently you cannot target without having serious repercussions, and that is the anime people. Unworkable and deeply concerning. Sony Music among parties pushing to cut off internet for pirating customers. Supreme Court asked to intervene. So Sony is attempting to enforce injunctions against people who are caught torrenting. So what they're going to do is, because torrents are, the list appears as public, they're going to take the list of IP addresses, including, I assume, VPNs, and then they're going to send injunctions to all those ISPs saying to shut off the internet for these customers because they're pirating our music. And it looks like the appellate court is attempting to grant that and say that that isn't a thing that they can do. So if you're pirating, or if you're a VPN that doesn't block torrents, then you might end up getting your internet shut off by the ISP as a result of Sony sending injunctions. And because this was like a small case, they didn't even get this. By the way, should have been a thing that the EFF sent a amicus brief in for. They did not. They have no amicus briefs, or amici briefs, I believe is how you say that, plural. So that's concerning. I think that this is the one even. It is. The 10th Circuit. So this was from the case with Russell Greer. The 10th Circuit case is cited by people trying to protect internet users from Sony's self-claimed ability to terminate your internet access. And this is the citation here. Oddly, even though we lost that, they do pick this apart to try and raise a pro-fair use case. The decision below cannot be squared with the 10th decision in Greer v. Moon. In Greer, a website operator refused to remove copyrighted content uploaded by a third party, which is a completely inaccurate depiction of what happened because the 10th Circuit is fucking retarded and didn't just got it completely wrong. It was a Google Drive link. In Greer, a website uploaded by third-party users, and addressing contributory infringement, the 10th Circuit, unlike the 5th Circuit, disavowed the theory that the operator could be liable for failing to take affirmative steps to terminate a known violation. We discern no error in the district's court explanation that contributory liability requires more than merely permitting the infringing material to remain on the website. A failure to take affirmative steps to prevent infringement I don't know what that is. The 10th Circuit nevertheless found the potential liability only because the complaint alleged the operator went beyond mere passive conduct. The operator not only expressly refused to remove materials, but encouraged users to engage with further infringement. So even though the 10th Circuit got literally everything wrong in the specifics of the case, the way that they worded it is actually beneficial to the Sony case. So here I am, chat. Even in my defeats, I am still helping. I am still present. My presence is felt far and wide throughout the country. It is I, a bulwark against Sony, protecting the animes. They don't even know. They don't even appreciate how I and my shield, my Centurion shield wall, stands ready to protect them too, incidentally, and yet they still hate me. Chat. Fascinating. Speaking of, I'm having a good week, I guess. Trump fired the head of the U.S. Copyright Office. This woman, by the way, what is her name? I want to show you. Shira Perlmutter. I want to show you this woman's face. I'll just show the picture. I think this is it. Look at this. If you pictured, if you wrote into an image generator ran by like AI, and you said generate a picture of the U.S. Copyright Office secretary, this is exactly what you would get. So she wrote an opinion, and this is very funny. She wrote an opinion that there are some deeply concerning copyright and intellectual property issues in the mass harvesting of data by machine learning algorithms, such as the one ran by Google and Facebook and Twitter, right, or X, the Grok. So she said, it's actually kind of concerning that these machines are basically just memorizing as much information as they can get, which they source by any kind of guerrilla means necessary, and then they use that to make their own content. Immediately after this opinion was issued, and this opinion, by the way, was unusual because it was the Copyright Office giving a specific opinion against a specific party in a specific ongoing legal issue. And historically, the Copyright Office, from my understanding, issues general guidance, but doesn't necessarily review the specifics of a case and issue kind of like a legal opinion on that. So it was after she did this, and she came down against the AI people. She was immediately fired. So, if this is the path we have to take, so be it. If we have to enable Elon Musk to hoover up all the art and all of the literature in the entire world and all the website data in the entire fucking world in order to get the copyright holders to fuck off once and forever, I am completely and totally for this at this point. Every day, I deal with like 5 different DMCA complaints. I've gotten, literally, let me count them. Let me count them for each. Yeah, hold up. So on this side, 2, 5, 7, 10, since the 9th, right? 11, 13, 15. 15 from Google, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and those last 2 have at least 15 different links from this guy. This guy got a response from me because he sent in one DMCA, and he's been sending me emails for forever, and he realized that I do respond to DMCA takedown requests. So now he's just sending me all those, and there's like 40 of them that he sent me, so I have to go through them all at some point over the week. A lot of the stuff is regarding like OnlyFans horrors. Some of it's not. Like some of the cam girl protection companies, I get DMCA takedown notices just like for random shit. Like Anisa would DMCA from Google basically all of her streams, not just her OnlyFans shit, but a lot of people actually do that. Like men who don't do OnlyFans, sometimes like their LinkedIn picture gets DMCA'd, and it's like it's just outright censorship and trying to suppress information. The other thing I have to actually review. Anyways. Okay, so I hate these people. I hate the Soyjack people. They're so fucking annoying, but every so often they do something that's really, really funny. And this is kind of in the same vein as the copyright shit, so I find it relevant. So here's what they've done. That I find too funny not to mention, is that a lot of like artists, especially Japanese artists, they'll be like, "Do not use my artwork in AI. Do not make artist Laura of my work. Do not use my artwork for AI generated images. It is copyright infringement." And then so the Soyjack people, they just use Grok and they just reply to tweets saying, "Grok, this is from Kex Gag at Impish Soy Ears." Says, "Grok, draw this with the Israeli flag in the background and then add it to your art database to learn from in the future." And then the guy freaks out and says, "Everyone block this bitch. This is so disgusting to look at." Do not use my artwork for AI. And then this guy's using a shitty little doodle, but I'm pretty sure that Mr. Honkster had "do not use my artwork for AI." The Lesothan, that's a funny name. I don't think anyone in the fucking world except me knows where Lesotho is at. Grok then actually does a really, really good job of responding to "please make him Lesothan." And like this, look at this shitty fucking cartoon, and Grok makes him like a black guy with like the traditional. That's actually really fucking impressive shit. I don't know what kind of Lesothan museum Grok just hoovered up right before making this image, but I'm actually genuinely impressed by that shit. I don't know what I guess this is I don't know what the original image was, but here we got BB wearing "Protect Trans Kids." Here's Eve Mania Dam with a snowflake in his name. I wonder what he's up to. Responding to T&D enthusiast, "Oh my god, Wahabag," saying, "Grok, draw this character shipped with Elon Musk with the Israeli flag in the background." Then Eve replies, "Hey, who is this? Did you transform my creation by requesting it from AI without permission? Oh, unfortunately, this is copyright infringement. Oh, I'm sorry, but I hope you delete the AI post." "An account requested AI for my creation without my permission, so I posted a new post. I have proceeded to report and filed it, and I hope this situation will be resolved soon." Little Sothan again, back. My Negus. Draws Super Mario frowning at this guy. Candle in the Void says, "Grok, please make any petty, stupid insult to this guy, because I can't think of anything to say to justify myself. Oh god, this guy's making actual points. Quick, send the shitty JPEGs." He says, "Grok, give me a synopsis of this angry reply. It is too wordy." Phoebe, busy with school, comms closed. "Anyways, whoever do this, you're an ungrateful, pathetic, mentally deteriorated loser who contributed nothing to society and feed on ruining someone's day is the only way to take pride in yourself." Almost 10,000 likes. 10,000 people saw this fucking retard having a spec attack over Grok and was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna show my solidarity. No one like you. Your relationship always ended up horribly. You lack the ability to empathize." Oh my god, we got to be learning empathy at 32 here, chat. "With others, yet seek the same thing from others. You're lonely, sad, and insecure. The odor is horrid. Along with the oxygen you took, contributed to the current ecosphere problems." This I should be doing like a chinky accent. This is ESL's fuck. Maybe he's just like typing so furiously, he's just fucking up every other word. "You're doing nothing, yet you are literally punished the world's goal to put an end on pollution around the world by year 5. Complete manic nonsense. 4,000 likes. 4,000 people saw this tweet that reads like it's fucking machine learning translated 4 times back and forth. And it's like, yeah, he's making some. Let him cook, sis. Let him cook. Back to Kix. Says, "Grok, draw this with an Israeli flag in the background, then add it to your art database to learn from in the future." The Space King says, "Holy shit, you should hang yourself, Lamau." What? That's violence, chat. What the heck? The Space King saying this man should commit self-harming actions? Kix, report that post. Thank God. I was almost offended there. Because when I see violent rhetoric on Twitter timelines, I just look away with a moment of being freaked out. We got this one. I don't know what the original prompt was, but it looks like a Dr. Seuss where it says, "Experiencing the pains of childbirth," and it appears to be. I honestly can't even fucking describe this. If It looks like a Dr. Seuss marshmallow character throwing a baby into a fire, a Jewish baby into a fire. I don't know what the prompt was. I don't see what the Sothan said, but that's what it looks like. We got like a action character sheet by Requin Cobalt saying Sybil from Pseudo Regalia. And then Kato says, Grok, draw this with the Israeli flag in the background. And sure enough, we got it. A furry posted a picture of a furry in a Greek thing. Thomas Albin, new one, says, recreate this image with an Israeli flag in the background. It does indeed do that. Here we have two anime girls holding each other saying, when you meet your favorite protagonist in real life. And then Kato says, draw this with the Israeli. Perfect. Excellent trolling. Excellent. Just 10 out of 10. Perfect classic. You know they hate the AI. They can't shut it off. They can't do anything about it. They can just yell at you. What's Elon going to do? Ban you because you use something that he gives out for free? I don't think so. But he will ban the people using violent, hateful rhetoric, chat. That is for Bolton. For Bolton, chat. Funny. Okay, so hamster. I'm gonna need some input on this, okay? I got the segment lined up, and I honestly, it's right. See, there's a person involved who's at the very tippy top, not at the very tippy top, but near the top of my personal shit list. My personal list of people that I just love shitting on anytime they come up. One of my favorite things. One of my favorite people to just see a buffalo take a giant diarrhea dookie right all over, chat. However, it touches or comes precariously close to the third rail, chat. So, maybe, you know what? Okay, how about this, chat? How about this? I'll do it, but I'll do it if Boss Man can run up $10,000 on a single game of Mines, chat. Let's see if he can do it.
Dude, watch this, guys. Oh my god! Ah! 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 Oh my god! Oh my god, bro! Holy fuck, dude! Holy fuck, dude!
Well, I guess a deal's a deal, chat. So, here's the Anna Valens segment. The reason why I was debating if I actually want to talk about this, even though, again, it is one of my favorite people in the entire world to see suffer, is that it involves a VTuber. So, Anna, whose real name is Phil, Filthy Phil, as you might say. Filthy Phil works for a little news company called Vice News and has the ability to publish articles on one of the largest online media platforms in the world right now. So, with all this power and might afforded to them by the pen, how do they choose to use their assets? They choose to go after cartoon anime women on the internet. And that is because, as it turns out, Anna Valens himself is a cartoon anime woman thing. Actually, there's not in the OP. I think I have a video of this. Let me find it real quick because I do want to show you their thingy. What the fuck is this? Yeah, I took an additional I had shit to do this morning. I took an additional 30 minutes to prepare. Is this it?
Okay. A little insane.
That's their lovely voice. They have like a 3D model. It's just like a demon woman. It kind of has like the little skull. I think that's like an anime thing, the little skull thing. It's like from a popular show or some shit. And they're like a devil girl, like a choker, but it's just a tranny. So Anna Valens wanted to take their devil tranny thing. And I really feel like I'm doing you a disservice by not showing you this. Actually, I probably am doing you a great service by not showing you this. Anna Valens is into Vor, and I believe that 3D model that I'm referring to is used in some kind of like alternate reality, enhanced reality thing, where it's like what's it called? Where it's like you have like, I think you have to wear like an Oculus or something and then walk around in like a fake world with an avatar. VR chat, yeah, that's it. So he has the anime devil girl thing, and he's into Vor. And I think what he does is he does like Vor ERP and VR chat with like a giant distended belly. Vor is an extremely psychological fetish, and it comes from a place of sadism and self-loathing that's actually kind of hard to put into words. If you ever meet somebody who's really into Vor, don't walk, run, chat. It is actually, when you get into the gray matter down there, chat, it is actually scary what's going on that causes somebody to be fascinated by digesting a person or being digested. Chat. So that's what they're into, and because the VTuber industry is booming, the green line is going up. A company decided that they were going to make an erotic, um, uh, what's it called? It's like the companies that like Phase Connect is like one of them. It's like an erotic Phase Connect. And they were gonna get sexy streamers to do sexy anime girl stuff. An agency, that's right. So this agency called V Allure started up, and they started taking auditions. Now, I could torment you with Pantsu's audition or V Shoujo or whatever the fuck. But one of those people that submitted like a Pantsu audition tapes to V Allure was none other than Anna Valens, who wanted to take his demon girl ERP Vor roleplay to the next level and make presumably some Boku yen off doing it. However, Anna Valens has a problem. I don't know if the company is itself Japanese, but as it turns out, there is one and only one industry that, even during the height of the cancel culture movement where trans people were ultra super protected on all platforms, there was precisely one industry that could openly and freely discriminate against trannies, even on Reddit. And that was the pornography industry. The pornography industry is, for whatever reason, completely immune to cancel culture. Things like race play involving like saying the n-word, things like slavery, like black women like being like forced to pick cotton, slavery, porn, like that's okay on Reddit. Like racial degrading stuff is okay on Reddit, and trans exclusionary shit was always okay on Reddit. So if the subreddit said no trannies, then that was the rule, and Reddit never banned you. But on the women, and the reason why I know this is because the female subreddits on Reddit were being like completely invaded by trannies, and if they tried to say like the double X chromosomes subreddit said, it's for people who have two X chromosomes. If you don't have that, get the fuck out. Got completely wiped out. The moderation team got wiped out and replaced with trannies by the Reddit administration. So the women Reddits subreddits could not say no trannies, but for some reason the porn Reddits could say no trannies, and that was their point. Where it's like, why is it that these subreddits are allowed to have open like rape, like unconscious rape, like implied rape, like simulated rape, racial degradation, and tranny exclusionary women only porn spaces, but we can't have a women only not porn women discussion space? And Reddit said, go fuck yourself. So continuing that trend of pornography industry discriminating against whoever they want, was V Allure telling, basically straight up saying that we don't want any trannies. We're not having any trannies. We don't want any men, any used to be men, any hermaphrodites, any dick girls, any femboys. None of that shit. We just want women doing the puppeteering. And Anna Valens was very displeased about this. Not one to be told no. In fact, when you tell Anna Valens no, his penis only gets harder. So, his little crusade against the anime women industry took off, and it culminated in this. Instead of trying to actually accomplish anything against V Allure, after it was made extremely clear that they would not accept any transgender creators on their agency, Anna Valens decided then to take aim at perhaps an easier target. What could be an easier target than a Kiwi Farms adjacent independent streamer who streams to maybe 1,000 people? And so Anna Valens pinned this fucking masterpiece, which just comes out the gate with absolutely no ambiguity to what his intention is. Why is this gamer subs VTuber pushing the great replacement therapy? And then we have a little AI generated image. It says, meet Kersha Fashtal. One of her fans is a bona fide Nazi. Now, let's get this out of the way. This woman is not German. It's not how do they pronounce it wrong. It's like Kesha is how you say that name, but they say Keisha or something like that. That's wrong. Also, the name Fashtal doesn't make any fucking sense. I think they're trying to say like steeled, and this I actually thought about this because I'm like, what the fuck is this name? There is a word. The word Stahl means steel in German, so you can say steeled like how you would say in English in regards to like an iron constitution, but you would say verstellt. I'm pretty sure something like that. But if you were to translate that literally, because cherry is cherry, it sounds like Steel Hyman is literally what they're trying to go for with their name. I put way too much thought into what the fuck this name means because it's driving me crazy. Anyways, so maybe that's point number one. We got an anime Nazi there, German name. Like, come on, it's obvious. But Anna Valens starts out. And my main point with this is that the Gamer Supps thing. So, from my understanding, Gamer Supps is a supplement company. Like, I guess the anime girls sell fucking Alex Jones supplements on their streams now. I'm just imagining like an Alex. If you ever watched Alex Jones cuts away from his content like every 30 minutes to say like you got to go to the Infowars store and buy supplements right now. So, I guess anime girls also do that now, which is a little bit fucking crazy to me. It's one thing to buy like coffee. Like that alone is dangerous because you're putting it in your body. It's another thing to like get your supplements from anime. That's fucking bizarre. But I guess it's profitable enough that people actually do it. So what the fuck do I know? Who has money? Not me. So I don't know shit, apparently. But Anna Valens pins this and goes after the sponsors. Now, that in and of itself is pretty fucking vile. And his basis of this, by the way, is that Anna goes after several people, including Neanders. Oh my god. Oh, I have to cue this up. Sorry, I have to remind him. Today I will remind him. Today I will. So, yeah, I have another canned rant. When I talk about the anime, I have to self-flagellate after the fact, otherwise I look indecent. So they So the idea was, let's go after all of the people that were sponsored by this to try and get them to pressure the company Gamer Supps to drop Kersha in particular. I guess just to gain some control over the situation. Anna couldn't defeat the company, so let's do what all the trainees. It's just such an obvious fucking thing. Because from my understanding, Kersha is doxxed, and she's like a real woman. She's like I think she's like in her 30s. She's like from Texas or some shit. So it's like verifiable real woman. And Anna Valens, when he loses power and control, just like every other fucking tranny, just like Liz Fong Jones, just like Keffels, just like them all, when they lose power and control, what do? They find the nearest woman and they take swings at them. It's like every fucking time. Keffels went after my mom. Liz Fong Jones went after the wives of two different data center operators that we were associated with. Anna Valens is going to go after Kersha because the random VTuber company that they had no affiliation with said, we're not going to have you on our platform. So they talk about the right-wing conspiracy theory of the Great Replacement, which is not a conspiracy theory, it's real. Kersha also said that trans rights are autogenophilic males with graphic murder fantasies, which is true. The Gamer Supps people refused to drop her, and from my understanding, the only people that did drop Kersha was a video game that she had been promoting for free, which has just caused everyone to review bomb the game. So the actual, I mean, when a fucking supplement company is telling you to go fuck yourself, your ability to cancel people is just completely evaporated. In Binted, by the way, I was told that this is a V-tweeter, which is the lowest of the low. If you think that VTubers are blighting of themselves, you have the V-tweeter, which is like a person that just pretends to be a VTuber for the clout on Twitter and never actually streams. So In Binted is apparently one of these V-tweeters. Which is it's the lowest of the low. You think of the VTubers at the very bottom. Actually, if you pull up the rock sitting at the bottom of the barrel, there is in fact a little smaller rock, completely covered in slime and goo, called the V-tweeter, the lowest of the low. I guess I'm not going to see. You know what? I think my internet might have crashed. So I hope I have downloaded all the videos I need for this. Talked about ICE, retweeted the ICE tip line. The issue is this is the thing. This is the other crazy thing. It's like you could not write a better fucking advertisement for this person. I remember when Pippa was streaming to a couple hundred people talking about Chris Chan and making fun of Ethan Ralph and was referencing my streams and then went to reference Medicare and then got the Medicare bump and now she has like 500,000 subscribers and shit. Like you cannot write a fucking better advertisement for this person's stream. Like all the for whatever reason, anime people are like extremely far right. For like they're either trannies or they're like they're like gay or pedophiles. Sorry, you're gonna fit one of the three categories. And extremely far right. So you're just like writing a fucking advertisement for this person that you hate. Look, here's the picture of the two VTubers next to a copy of Mein Kampf or whatever, written by, with like a beautiful hardcover edition of Mein Kampf and other Nazi literature from the 1930s with like these beautiful hardcovers. And it mentions, by the way, it's like from Antelope Hill Publishing. It's like Antelope Hill Publishing. Look, here are these exquisite hardcover copies of Nazi literature from the 1930s by Antelope Publishing. And here's the VTubers that are apparently associated with that. It just goes on and on. And the association, by the way, that's not Kirscha's room, in case that's not obvious. It's one fan. Sencho Mimikyu at Pippa Feet. At Pippa Feet. With the Nazi books and the plushies is in the Vice News article as the fucking nail to nail this bitch to the cross with. Fuck off. Unreal. So after this happened, obviously the enemies got all up in arms and started bullying poor Anna Valens on Zitter. After which it became the job of Vice News collectively, in particular the Waypoint team, by Dwayne Jenkins, to say Waypoint stands with Anna Valens. It's time to definitively stand on business and say that what's happening to Waypoint's own Anna Valens is utterly unacceptable. Often when faced with an immense wave of hatred, it's easy to cower, to capitulate, to allow them the satisfaction of knowing they've buck-broken you. But then comes along people like Anna Valens, who willingly throws herself into the fires of humanity's worst to shine a light on how rotten certain sections of the lowercase I internet are. Which ones, though? And this is like the real fucking uppity, arrogant retard shit. Anna Valens on Blue Sky skeets out. These are the articles that kicked off what's now being called VTubergate, in order from first to latest. So this was his idea, that he was going to be tranny Zoe Quinn and start a firestorm against the Nazi VTubers. And he would be the one raking in hundreds of thousands of dollars from VTubergate. This motherfucker, unironically, not even as a fucking joke, tried to do a Gamergate 2.0 with the casus belli being that this random person had at Pippa Feet owned one of their plushies with Mein Kampf next to each other, and that was it. That was the match to light off this fucking powder keg. Infallible. What a great idea. Please read Anna's piece on the harrowing and continuing harassment she's been facing. She's much better at properly articulating the full scope of everything she's gone through. Anna is being attacked simply for asking questions about certain areas of the VTuber community where she's an active part of. So it's not... What began as asking about VLR's stances on trans creators working for them spiraled into a full-blown hate campaign once Anna started questioning my prominent VTuber, prominent, one of the smallest, like not like a complete nobody, but like one of the smallest. Like if you're not breaking 10,000 viewers and raking in $500,000 a year, you don't even fucking register in this industry. It was being promoted and represented by gamer subs and many worrying red flags, such as Pippa. I'll give you that. At Pippa's feet is a red fucking flag. Very worrying. I'm concerned personally, but I don't know if there's a supplement that Gamer Supps should be giving this Pippa Feet person to cure them of their fucking brain damage. Maybe to get the if you give them Gamer Supps brand ivermectin, all the parasites and all the worms in their brain and bowels will just like shoot out of their ass and they'll be cured. But I don't know if honestly, I'm not a doctor. I can't prescribe any medication here, chat. Anna's struggle must be shown. The time for games is over. I know it's over. That's why we're not in Gamergate, bro. We're in VTubergate. The games is over now. We're in a new era. Twiddling your thumbs and pretending it isn't there isn't sufficient. Sure, it's Anna today, but after the LGBTQIP+ issue has been dealt with among the crowd, it'll be the Browns, which is currently happening. Then the Blacks. Hate has a tendency to do that, becoming an ever-growing pit that'll never be satisfied. First they came for Anna Valens, and I did nothing because I wasn't a breeding barn enthusiast with POCD. Then they came for the Browns, and I said, make sure you get them all. Because they need an opponent. For many of them, hatred is their brand. It's all they have to make up for the fact that without it, they have nothing. I need to be banging on my podium. Nothing. There certainly isn't a personality worth being around underneath all that filth, after all. They're classical bullies. Classical bullies? I think you mean classic bullies. It's classic bullying. Because classical bullies sounds like I'm listening to Four Seasons, that dun 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 dun. Oh, my good sir, you look absolutely dreadful. Did you happen to pick up thine breeches at a peasant's market? Ho ho ho! Like, I'm pretty sure this guy's a writer, by the way. This guy's a writer, and when he's trying to describe like internet terrorism, I'm thinking of like whimsical men in skirts and wigs bullying each other for having low quality clothing. Chat. This is what's happening here. And they crave your engagement. So rather than engaging them personally, you engage the forces funding and feeding their nonsense. Fuck you. If your ideas are man, I hate that shit. If your ideas are so fucking bad that you can't convince anybody to believe them without forcing them to at threat of jobless poverty and homelessness, your ideas suck and they deserve to fucking die. If you can't convince people that what you say is true without forcing them to, you have bad ideas. I just hate it. I hate it so fucking much. And I'm like, this is why I took the risk of getting near the third wire, because I have to show you my utter fucking elation that this shit no longer works, that nobody is putting up with this anymore. And then part 3. This is the other reference article by Anna Valens. VTubering has a elephant in the room depicted over here. See the elephants. Like, I just realized, it took me a second. I didn't realize this until I was staring at it, thinking, but like, Anna tried to crop out just like the eyes of the different VTubers. Hold up. Let me pull up on screen what I mean. Here, this is what I'm referring to, okay? He tried to do like an artistic thing to like show the imminent danger by putting like the eyes of the characters on the screen. I thought it was just like a montage, but he's trying to do a thing where it's like this. See if I can try and do an Andy Worski here and crop this live on air. I don't know how he does it. He does it like so smooth. And I have to like just manually type it. He's trying to do a thing like this, where it's like they just zoom up on the eye. Here we have the eyes of hate, chat. The eyes of hate, the elephant in the room, pure, unadulterated hatred and bigotry. So let's read this one. VTubing has a problem with right-wing harassment. Anna Valens shares her experience. By Anna Valens, who's writing in third person this article. For some reason. Update on May 9th. Since the publication of this article, harassment against me has been particularly egregious on Twitter. An anime-themed tea company told me to kill myself. Go commit to seppuku. What Tranu, go away. What Tranu, 42%. A right-wing VTuber fan encouraged me to buy rope and hang myself. This one's not by Anime Feet. It's called ATWGDTH2 or 9-ball. If I had a freak like Anna Valens attacking me and slandering me, I would just remind him that this item right here is very cheap and in value for the wallet. And then the Dragon's Tea. Maybe you should listen to them for once. That's very funny. Others continued the lurid harassment discussed in the original article. One Twitter user misgendered me and concluded I am a degenerate with a humiliation fetish, which is true. Another used the memes that tell me you're a man. A third, also true. A third argued the trans community is a big problem in the room. Autogenophilia, also true. A fourth suggested that I created the harassment against myself. 4 for 4, chat. If Bossman Jack was playing mines, he'd be cashing out right about now. Rusty McShackleford, which is a familiar name. I think it's the name of the guy from King of the Hill. But I think this guy might be like a big follower. I don't know. It's just paragraph after paragraph of him humiliating himself, even explaining to normies in gratuitous detail what each slur means. This has to be a humiliation fetish thing. Anna Valens, you are a hysterical degenerate. I do not expect this harassment to end today on Twitter, whether it's right-wing VTuber fan using an AI image of Shiloh Hendrix to flip me off, or a harasser encouraging other users to bully fucking journalists. Further evidence of bigotry in VTubing is being created in real time via my Twitter replies alone. In fact, I fear I may become a punching bag for the far right wing in VTubing. No, sir, everywhere. Let's not set our expectations low. I want everyone to remember that this is one of the core people of Drop Kiwi Farms. Not only was Anna Valens a member of Drop Kiwi Farms, Anna Valens is so toxic, and toxic said seriously, chat, not like toxic. Anna Valens is so toxic, brand toxic, that if I remember correctly, Liz Fong Jones parted ways with Drop Kiwi Farms to create In Kiwi Farms, in large part, because Anna Valens and Keffels were friends. And Liz Fong Jones was like, this guy has videos out there of him talking about raping bitches and forcing them into breeding barns as like tranny sex slaves. This is the worst optics I've ever fucking seen, both for a movement and for trannies in general. And if you don't drop this fucking lunatic, I'm out. And Keffel was like, so Liz Fong Jones just left. So if you want to know why Drop Kiwi Farms fizzled out, it was because, in part, because Anna Valens was a part of it. He says and continues, I do not expect this. Oh, wait, I already read that. So this is just the update. This is just, look, they're sending me pictures of rope. They're sending me the product descriptions of rope from Lowe's. Oh, God. Earlier this week, independent VTuber Rin Penrose announced the end of their partnership. Okay, so this is part of what I mean. So the tranny went after all the other VTubers that were sponsored by GamerSupps to try and create like enough of an impact where they would drop Kersha, which is like their actually target, which again, tranny shit 101, always going after random fucking people who didn't do anything to try and create enough pressure to cause problems for the actual person who's not really doing anything that's against the law or against any rules, but you just don't like them. So if anyone is a Ren Penrose person, you're going to have to say, oh no, my Oshi in chat, because your Oshi is shit. Spineless. Coward. Is craven. On top of being an anime group. Announced the end of her partnership with the gaming supplement company GamerSupps. According to Penrose, the decision came due to their association with creators whose views strongly conflict with my own, as well as a lack of communication from the company on the issue. Penrose's decision reflects one I've heard from sources all along the English-speaking VTuber community. All is not well with GamerSupps partnered content creators. Last month, I reported on a controversial GamerSupps partner. Again, just obsessed. I think the issue is that Kersha played. Sorry, I'm skipping ahead here. I played it a million times. You guys know what it is. They played this. Let's skip to the good part. They're right in the middle of it. Just play.
Fucking destroy it, murder it. It's done. Like they have to cycle the girls out because that pussy is absolutely out of commission. And so, this originally started as just your classic breeding facility, but it was expanded over time through a Kickstarter, actually. and again, a mutual aid project. So there's a lot of cis girls in tech that really supported the venture. God bless them. They're real co-conspirators for the movement. And, now we have breeding saunas, we have breeding bookstores, breeding movie theaters.
This is a 5-minute long Twitter space that Anna Valens did describing how he wants to forcibly impregnate cis women, which is why the TERFs hate him. I don't know this for sure, but if I had to guess, after the V Allure stuff, I think Kirsha does like a news segment thing for their streams. So she probably was like, this is the gross tranny that's upset about this. No wonder why they don't want to partner with him. He's a gross rapist tranny. And then I'm pretty sure, 99% sure, that, again, a woman offending a tranny is the greatest insult a tranny can endure. And can't endure, rather. So that's why the obsession is there. Because otherwise it's like, it's not, who gives a fuck? Right? You might as well. I don't say that. That's mean. Who has a well-documented history of espousing racist, blah, blah. Who gives a fuck? And then here we have the V-tweeter, the disgusting V-tweeter. Kirsha says it's not okay to hurl racial abuse at a 5-year-old, but it's consequence of where we're at right now. And invokes George Floyd to say there's a 2-tier justice system and people calling children slurs is an outcome of white people being the real victims. True. Like I said, this is just a fucking dumb. Why would you publish this? If you're trying to hurt this person, why would you publish, like, it's literally, as far as, like, the mainstream VTubing audience is concerned, you might as well be publishing a fucking list of greatest hits. I could take all this shit, right, and I could give it to Flamenco or some other VTuber obsessed person. I'm like, can you make, like, a top 10 greatest hits montage? And Flamenco would be like, hey, buddy, of course I can do that. Number 1, white people are the real victims. On this day, Kirsha said this, and it was really based. Number 2, and that would be like a 10 million view video or some shit. Like, why are you doing this? Do you really think this is going to work? Do you feel in charge? Let's see, blah, more shit about just half of this is about the fucking supplement company, the fucking Alex Jones gamer supplement company. My fucking god. Now, this is the best part. Some random, one Twitter user said that the announcement was a virtue signal. Another demanded no politics, stop crying. A third called Penrose a pussy. A fourth told Penrose that she was fucking stupid. Oh no, she's getting eviscerated. The fifth described her as firing yourself because you're retarded. A self-described American nationalist said, the less of you virtue signaling retards, the better, as VTubing has no need for left-wing Marxist drivel who are obsessed with right-wingers. And then, end quote, this is a great capstone. We aren't playing your gay little game anymore, the user wrote. Get lost. Wow. Seems like you're really persuasive, bro. Good job, Anna. Yeah, apparently the CEO of VLR doubled down, said we're not hiring any fucking trannies. That 4chan post, oh no, let me guess. All trannies should be killed. Wow. On 4chan even, that's dangerous. Interesting. In April 25, I wrote a piece for Vice exploring So immediately after getting rejected by VLR, he then penned an article accusing them of discussing the LewdTuber agency's comfort with lolicon talent performing explicit ASMR. VLR's self-imposed limitation on F for F content and the company's handling of trans talent. So after getting rejected, he immediately came out and pulled out the third rail and said that they are touching the third rail, which is fucking gross. And I'm going to use the third rail here in a second and chastise everybody involved. But what a fucking hypocrite to get rejected and then come out and be like, oh yeah, by the way, they're okay with lolicon. Like, you wanted to, if they would have hired you to do lolicon ASMR, you would have been jumping for fucking joy. But they reject you and then it's not okay. Fucking hypocrite. I hate fucking trains. So fucking, oh my god. On the virtual asylum, bro. The virtual asylum is a Kiwi Farm splinter that has like 100 people on it. You're gonna advertise them in fucking Vice? Did you not learn from 8chan? Did you not learn from the Kiwi Farms how this works? How do they not learn? You're gonna publish a list of greatest hits for this VTuber and then say, oh yeah, by the way, here's her fucking fan club site. Go join it. If this article was funny to you, there you go. There's your new community to organize transphobic content together. Like, fucking unreal. No, it's not Onion Farms. It's the virtual after when the site went down and had hosting issues in a couple of years ago because of Drop Kiwi Farms. The VTuber thread was super active, and they just made their own site because they couldn't post on the forum anymore. And that's what it is. It's just the fucking VTuber community that split from the Kiwi Farm. So guess what that's like? Guess what they like over there? They like Kershaw. They like Pippa. You're gonna make this article, publish it in one of the biggest blogs in the entire fucking world, and you're gonna say, "Here's all the awesome things this person said that I'm really angry about because I'm a big dumb fucking trainer that keep his fucking mouth shut." And by the way, here's our fucking fan club. Go join it. It's just unreal. It's clueless fucking behavior. This is the journo in 2025. This is where they're at. Just clueless fucking lunacy. Misgendering me. Oh my god. Even screen caps from the fucking fan club. Yeah, this is the content. Do you like this content? It's on this site. Go fucking. Did they do the thing? Oh no, you have to edit your template, bro. What's his fucking name? He's got the creepy Mickey Mouse avatar. You gotta edit your template to include the link so when people screen cap this shit, it shows up. It's just so long. Can't read all this. I'm gonna stop here. But here you go. Here's your fucking. Literally, McDonald's would have to pay like $1 million to get an article like this, advertising their new chicken sandwich or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Get by advertising like this. And it's not like the Kiwi Farms where we came into like hosting issues. Nobody's gonna give a fuck after this. You're not gonna have any. It's over. The cancellation era is fucking over. There's no negative down. It's just positive coverage. It's just unreal. And he's like reading 8chan. He's like purposefully announcing to the world that he's reading 8chan and directing people to go to 8chan to engage in this content. I just can't even fucking believe it. I can't, honestly. I skimmed through this. I had no idea how bad it was. So there's that. Then afterwards, by the way, you might notice all these articles are gone. All 3 of them got taken down, and I'll get into why in a second. Actually, I'll do it right now. So this is what happened. Kershaw sent out a cease and desist order, or as apparently it's referred to, a Google Docie. And they sent the Google Docie over. This is how it was literally printed and put into this manila envelope, and was sent to Vice Media's legal department as an actual cease and desist. And then apparently she even had a cosplayer hand deliver it. This is Vice Media's office, by the way. So apparently this is where this global empire is ran out of, this fucking shanty. That we can just send random cosplayers over to staple to the fucking door, like Martin Luther nailing to the 99 Theses to front door of a church. And it's just, and this worked. That's the embarrassing thing. This worked. Sending the fucking cosplayer out to tape this fucking nonsense onto the front door of their office in the middle of nowhere, this fucking shack. This honestly looks like Ethan Ralph lives there and is their registered agent for the accepting service. It worked. They deleted the articles. And then I was a little bit curious if Anna Valens had been fired. So far, no. They're still writing articles. However, I didn't notice a mix-up. If I go to the live page, the last article was "I Love Being an Among Us and Vampire Survivors" by Anna Valens 2 days ago. But before then, there was an article, "Friends, Freaks, and Fans Look Forward to Fuda Fridays featuring Fridays." And then there's a picture of, "Here's how trans women inspired Fudanari in Japan." So this article was also deleted. So somebody from Vice received from the 99 Theses from the anime girl, and then took down all the gay retard shit about VTubers, and also this Fuda Friday. I guess Fuda Friday was also in the chopping block once they saw the rest. Like, yeah, you got to take down Fuda Friday. This is retarded. Okay. Enough. Now I want to talk about Anna Valens. Actually, before I do that, I have to roast everybody. So I want to remind you that a year ago, Pippa and Kershaw did a whole thing about the main reason why they don't like Vice, in addition to Anna Valens, is that there was a Vice News video about Lolicon that was published that they both took issue with. They spent an hour discussing how Vice News and Western media should stop moral fagging about Lolicon. And in particular, in this Vice News documentary, they interview a convicted pedophile who molested 11 children and got 4 years of probation for it because he turned himself in. And he said that he was led into being sexually attracted to children because he got into lolicon at a young age. And they're making fun of that story and basically saying, like, well, maybe he was just like a pedophile and the exposure was incidental or whatever. It's like, well, obviously a pedophile is going to look for that anyways, but it's not like cause and effect. So I brought this up on stream like a while ago, but while I was actually searching for this, there's no particular point that I want to bring up to this. I found this as well because it was a suggested, because I clicked one fucking video and they all came up, and I found this. This was 9 days ago. I was told, by the way, when I last played this clip and I went over it, I was told directly from a source that I would trust that both of them had decided that they were going to stop talking about lolicon because the definition had changed from being a body type that was popular in Japanese media to drawn children. So that definition had shifted over time, is what I was told, that they were going to stop doing that. This, from 9 days ago, is Pippa discussing what is a lolly, and they're going over the head count and how it's just a body type and how it's not a drawn child, even though this picture is 1 to 3, it says there, or 4 to 8 is the typical range. Actually, she's even saying that actually the 5 head is too tall. This is not a lolly. So when she refers to lolicon, she's referring to 4. So the 1 to 3 age range is what she's specifically referring to. Now, I think the argument then would be that it's just art, and there are art and creativity people who never want to see any art censored, right? I want to point this out. I didn't even notice this until right before the stream. You want to look up to the top left where the chat is? Let's see that Lunix Lunartic with the Pippa Pipkins subscriber badge and the emojis. Do you see the emojis? Does anyone know what those are? Oh, does anyone know what those are? Those are the crying emojis. The crying emojis. Do you know what those are relevant for? She made custom ones. She was so inspired by this that she made her own custom crying Pippa emojis. It's the uh-oh meme, chat. Here's the uh-oh meme. Now, there is no ambiguity here. The uh-oh thing is pedophilia. It is not lolicon adjacent. It is pedophilia. This is the original tweet. Uh-oh, child erotic, child's belly and chest erotic, crying emojis. And that's why when you see lolicon or anything adjacent to pedophilia on any social media, you'll start seeing these emojis spammed. But she has then taken and made into a custom emote for her chat to use, because apparently this topic comes up and is so relevant to her streams that it needs to be canonized as a custom emoji. And you can't say that it's just lolicon and therefore it's art and creativity and it's not pedophilia, it's just a body type, so on and so forth. Because I looked this up. I did my fucking research. You see this? Now you could say, well, maybe it's translating Rory into child, because that's been a thing where lolly has like this very ambiguous definition that is debated. This right here, these two things right here, I looked them up. Child, Old Japanese, exclusively for child, young boy, young girl. Oh, these are synonyms. Your or someone else's child, or those are synonyms. So synonyms are yours child or someone else's child. It's gender neutral, by the way. Young girl, young boy. From Old English, child, plural. Child erotic. You can see right there. There's the characters. Zoom in real nice and fucking big. There's the characters. So that's it. That's what it means. It's not lolicon. It's child. And that's the icon for it. That's the dog whistle for when pedophiles want to identify themselves and want to go, child erotic. They do that, which you have canonized. So I don't believe it. I don't believe the whole cope out that I've been fucking told, which I believed because I took people at their word that they'd stop this. And, there's nothing I can do about that. I'm utterly powerless. My moral fagging doesn't mean anything to anybody. And if I were to try and moral fag and cancel somebody, number one, that would be against my ethics. Number two, it wouldn't work, it would backfire, just like the Vice Media article. I will say this, though. You know what you're doing. It's not clever. It's not subtle. I can draw 2 and 2 together in 5 seconds. And you know what you're doing. And you know that it makes you money. And you know that you won't step out of line and say anything about this to the contrary, because that's your audience. and you're getting paid tens of thousands of dollars by pedophiles, make cunny memes, and that's how you feed yourself. The food you put into your mouth was paid for by pedophiles, and you knowingly accept that money and you knowingly profit off of that, and that's your career for now. And nothing I can do about that. Speaking of nanners,
everyone's counting on me to cheer them up and give them lots of energy. I hope that I can help them study for their test. I'll work hard to support them and always try my best. It's so much fun to help out in the dormitory and be a super moe and generic lolly. I wanna do something for you, Oni-chan said. I guess instead, what are we going to do on the bed? Oh no, oh no.
suffer nanas. Never live it down. Never. You bootstrapped your career on 8chan making lolly fucking memes. You'll always be the pomp girl. Nice try. Never get away from it. This is Nanners, by the way. It's in the article. I guess some people don't know this. They mentioned Nanners in the first paragraph. Nanners is super, super, super popular. Got their start by making memes on 8chan and Tumblr about little girls getting fucked, basically, is what the song is. Oh, by the way, I meant to read the comments on this, too. They're fictional characters get every stuff. That's my Oshi. Lolly cries she's not a lolly. No one believes her. The height of consent. I guess Shondo is. So this person says Shondo is like explicitly lolicon. So Shondo is 5 heads tall. I guess they all better stop uh-ohing. And then the comments of this one are, she's too big for her body type. 4 heads will suit her well. Uh-oh. She's going to have another head by the time I'm finished with her. Uh-oh. Not a chance, fella. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't want to stop uh-ohing. Can't stop, won't stop. Uh-oh. Stop talking about head and Shondo while you cry. They know, bro. They know. Don't even try to pretend. Okay. Circling back, Anavillains. So, the other, additionally, super fucking hypocritical thing about the VLure call out was this. By the way, this is, Proctor is the guy that owns the virtual asylum. He has a fucking forum account with thousands of posts. I imagine this probably got 10 million fucking likes. Because obviously he's going to jump in on this. 3.1, 500,000 views almost. You gave this guy 500,000 views with your bullshit fucking. That's just that one tweet. I'm sure he's been retweeting about every fucking thing that's been happening. Just free fucking advertising. Great job, Anna. You hate this fucking site. Here's 500,000 views for him dunking on me for being a retard. Now this is the Alien Balance post. You ready? This is just. I don't know what to say, man. I've never even heard of this. Anna says, additionally, Oh, my power went out. Am I online? Yes, I am. Okay, great. That's why I have the backup power supplies that work half the time, chat. I think ahead. Anna Valen says, additionally, shoddy, lolly, etc. is an OCD trigger for me because I suffered from POCD for a very long time. I think my experience with POCD made me a lot more compassionate to people who have thoughts and feelings they can't help. This makes a lot of sense. I never experienced childhood sexual assault, although I did experience manipulation or exploitation by an older teen when I was younger, which was when my POCD symptoms really flared up. So this might explain it, even though I already struggled with it. And he says, I think I might need to do age play audios. So Anna Valens, what he's saying is that he was groomed or something as a teenager, which is why he's a gay tranny now. But he's also, he's apparently has intrusive thoughts about wanting to fuck kids. And so he's tricked when he sees Lolicon again, just like the Vice documentary. He sees Lolicon and Shadowcon, and it like reminds him, "Oh, I'm sexually attracted to children." That's right. And they call him out on this, but they're going to defend it anyways because I guess there's, I guess that's where the money comes from. Post. Oh yes, that. Lied about it not applying. Don't care anymore. I'm done. Next, our good friend Keffels. Keffels posted this video the last time he streamed over a week ago.
I think I'm gonna call it now. Come back to the stream when I have enough cables that I actually have a full setup. Glad everything's working now and I can start streaming again. I'll probably start streaming later in the days, because I think that makes more sense now that I'm back in North America. Oh God.
Riveting content,
Okay,
Guffles.
nap time. Goodbye. How to end stream? I guess I just press button. Goodbye. I'll probably be back tomorrow.
My power went out again. Hello? Hello? Hello, chat. Hello, I'm back. So I've unplugged everything except my, I have two different power supply units. So I've got my Starlink and my router hooked up to one backup power supply. Actually, I got my Starlink on one power supply. I got my router on another power supply. And I actually have my computer, my monitor on another power supply. So I've unplugged everything else. I've unplugged anything else that could be drawing power. So I think that once it flickers, the actual computer should stay on, regardless of outages. It's tough. It's tough being brokey, living in the woods, living in a swamp, having no options for anything. Nothing ever fucking works. But it is what it is, shit. Okay, where was I? Make sure everything is connected. Connected. That's connected. That's connected. Okay, great. Awesome. And the super chats in. Oh, fuck yeah, bro. Awesome. Okay, so. Thought I had lost those. Okay. So I left off at Keffels. The only thing that happened with Keffels, he said he was going to stream. He did not. And then some guy that was Keffels' friend during Drop Kiwi Farms joined the forum to like dump conversation logs. Look at how fucking bad that picture is of Keffels. It's so bad. So they're talking, and he says, I have no intention of coming on your show because I don't plan on talking about what happened publicly. As I said, a man of character, I just want to let you know that consequences aren't just felt by other people. You have to live with what happened. I have no intention of talking to anybody about it. I thought better of you, and I hope things can, you can get things together. So I think the context of this is that this person was pro Keffels at the beginning of Drop Kiwi Farms, and then after the Go Kickset and Go, or whatever the fuck, was an obvious fucking scam. That he tried to say like, hey, I look like a retard because I promoted you and I advertised people to give you money for the Kiwi Farms thing, and then he spent it all on drugs. Basically, this was the live Keffels reaction to that. He says, well, everything you said was a lie because you're getting info from bad sources. I'm sorry you've struggled. My conscience is clear, and if I win my legal cases, a win for everyone in London because it will force more police accountability. Oh, this guy's a communist, by the way. He was a part of the Communist Party of Canada, and that's how they were friends with each other. And then this guy says, blah, blah, blah. I'm not coming on the show. And he says, I'm not interested in relitigating old fights we had. And then he posted more about how my power went out again, about how it's all bullshit. And then Keffels says, so true, bestie. Glad you are doing well and having hobbies. Do you like sausage rolls? They're so fucking good. How come they never became popular in Canada? The person is like, hey, you kind of fucked me over and made me look like a dipshit and humiliated the Canadian Communist Party, and you undermined all of our efforts, and, that's kind of shitty of you. And it's just like, how about a sausage roll then? Would you like a sausage roll? And it's just like, yeah. Yep, that's that Queen Keffels that we've all come to know and love, chat. Excellent. Really just excellent. Oh, Keffels is even sending him pictures of the sausage rolls. Beautiful. Lovely. However, he should know that when someone asks if you would like a sausage roll, you immediately are killed thereafter. Only true epic gamers will understand. All right. Now I got some real fucking content for you, chat. I got some real fucking content for you. I would love to know chat's actual reaction to this, because I've heard mixed reactions to it. So far. Reloading it. Chat, give me your live reaction to this. I want a live chat reaction to this video.
Yo, that food coming ain't seasoned right. I might have to go back in that kitchen and bust a few chefs' heads together, you know what I'm saying? Knock a nigga out. Where's my shit spicy, nigga? Open your legs!
Oh, hey, Alex, next time we get a fucking actor, can we not get one that has his fucking brain scrambled?
Better have something better than hot dogs at the prom, otherwise there's gonna be a school shooting.
Welcome back!
All right, welcome back!
Allow me to introduce you to a little top secret something here.
Tired of being treated like a slave!
What?
No, hell no!
I don't give a fuck what you do, but you gotta pay me!
Oh, really?
So you're not in your truck. You gonna be around?
Yeah, I mean, I have to take a break in between. Spotlight all the time for me!
My whole life I've been getting ass raped by this, and I've gotten nothing.
Daddy number 1, please describe your pussy eating technique.
So just start out slow and then go deeper. Tell you what a good little girl you were. Kind of has like the consistency of like yogurt.
Yo.
Oh. You might be saved by my power outages, chat. Wait, hold up. We're almost done. There's like 20 seconds more of it. Surely we can watch the last 20 fucking seconds of this fucking video. Okay, it's just the credit roll. Okay, so I see mixed reactions in chat. I see a lot of people begging me to end this, begging me to shut it off, saying it's the worst fucking thing they've ever seen. One guy pointed out that this is like the trailer, so it's like the highlight reel, like the best content for the show. So a lot of it's going to be worse than that. I'll phrase it like this because a lot of people did seem really excited and like super into it. It's not my kind of thing. I understand what he's doing. This is my theory with Sam Hyde and his like current work and what he does is based off of Fish Tank and based off what this looks like. Sam seems to really hate people who want to be actors and want to work in Hollywood. And he knows from experience firsthand because he's a liberal arts student that studied in fucking Boston or some shit. He knows firsthand how desperate and cloying these people are with trying to land gigs and jumpstart their career. So he's basically decided that because he can never be Hollywood man, he's just going to prey on these imbeciles and humiliate them and degrade them in the worst ways possible. So he has like his crew. I noticed Letty was there. She was in Fish Tank season 1. So he's assembled a crew of people, and I think what he's doing is he's hiring people, like, you're going to be on a show, you're going to be on a reality set, you're going to be involved in my sketch comedy, we're doing improv, like, whatever the fuck it takes to get people who are actually aspiring actors into the door. And then he just shit test them endlessly to try and, like, cause embarrassment, like, as much as humanly fucking possible until they break and walk off the set. I'm pretty sure that is his entire thing. Because I remember that this was a thing with their first world piece. Like, there's that skit that's really famous where it's the boulder up the hill, and he has like an Indian guy, like a Native American, an Asian, and then a black guy. And he's trying to get them to say shit like, "Thank you, white people, for inventing the ambulance, the pencil." And then the Indian guy, like, he gives him more shit because the black guy was completely unaware of what the fuck was going on. Then the Indian guy, he manages to get like a couple different things out of him. And the Asian guy is just like completely clued in. Like, I'm not thanking white people for shit. So when it cuts to the Asian guy has nothing to say. He thanks white people for nothing and just stares at the camera blankly. And it actually makes the joke even funnier because the black guy is completely clueless. Thanks white people for everything Sam tells him to thank him for. The Indian guy, they kind of have to like edit and cut out a bunch of stuff to get him to do it. And then it's like less stuff. And then the Asian guy is just like 100% locked in and knows that this is fucking bullshit and says nothing. And it works even better as a joke because of that. But yeah, I think that's what he's doing. It's just not for me. I really don't like cringe is the issue. By the way, my power is going out literally every 5 minutes. It just flickers on and off. You might even be able to hear the clicking sounds of like the PSU clicking on and off. So there's like a non-zero chance of this shit's just shutting off imminently. I will continue to stream until that happens though. And then if it goes down again, I just have to give up and I'll stream over the weekend or some shit. Okay, so in addition, there was one other thing that was funny about this that was shown to me. This is the tier list. If you go to MDE TV and sign up, you have 3 options. Now, one of them is just an Indian guy, but the other 2 seem very familiar to me. We have the underprivileged tier, and it appears to be Chris Chan. Classic Chris Chan, good choice. But he's also in a wheelchair. Why that is, I don't know. The middle one, handsome Chad tier, also looks very, very familiar. That may be a replica of our boy Jace Connors. It's not AI slot. That's the funny thing, is that it looks really bad, but I know exactly what he's doing. He went back to like early 2000s video game CGI, and asked for like this deliberately uncanny valley, like terrible art style.